Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. What's up, family? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Please let me know. I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube. We have about 34 people on YouTube. We have about maybe 8 people on Instagram so far, just starting. I had a hard time getting online tonight. I'm like, my goodness. The day just can't get any worse. All right. We about to get into it. Child, it's been going down. Let's go ahead and stop this music. It's been going down on the internet. So what's up, family? This is your girl, Chris. I'm on both Instagram and also YouTube. For the people that just love YouTube so much, I am doing well. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you so much. I know I hadn't been on YouTube in a while. I don't know. I really enjoy being on Instagram. I've been building my Instagram up for about a month now. So I said, well, you know what? I did say that when I go on one, I'll go on the other. So I'm actually on both. So thank you for coming through. What's up, YouTube? I see Monet's in the building. Let's see this in the building. Let me see who else is this. This computer is moving so slowly, truly slowly. On Instagram, I see Kitty Von Licious. You're in the building. What's up? I see Candace. What's up? What's up? Tony Williams. What's up? YouTube, I see Shell, Val. I see, let's see, HPR 2008, Lovely K. Chanel, what's up? Loud and clear. Thank you. Tequila, how you doing? It's been going down, period. Xavier, what's up? Halos and Horns, Tarot. AG, what's up? You in the building? What's up? Airport Life, how you doing? Who else is on here? All right, so guys, I just was coming through just to see how y'all were doing. It's been going down on it on Instagram today. We saw a lot of I wouldn't call them leaks. I had to go do my legal research, and I wouldn't call them leaks. I do understand that once the trial is over, things will be released on social media or just publicly. It'll become public information. So I was calling it a leak, but after I had done my research, I realized it wasn't a leak. This is the norm. This is why you find out about so much stuff on after the fact. But I want y'all to throw y'all's comments in the chat and just tell me, like, how do y'all feel about all of this information coming out after the fact? I don't want to give my opinion first, but I want to know, like, what do you guys feel about so much of this information coming out now? Go ahead, anybody, YouTube, Instagram, throw y'all's comments in the chat. I'm on both of them, so I can see your comments very clearly. Let's see. All right, anybody going once, going twice? Let me see. I'm getting on Instagram again right now. So anybody have any feelings around, the fact that this was all released, that we got a chance to hear a lot about what was actually said? The one thing that surprised me, if I had to start it off, since y'all are so shy, I didn't hear anything about this lady who called. This lady called, and she was like, there's a woman that is there's a woman that is in trouble. This is a domestic violence situation. And she was like, I don't want to give my address, but y'all need to come over here and take a look at this. And there's a man involved. That was the first time I heard of that particular audio. Like everything else, I felt like I kind of already heard, but I didn't hear it fully for myself where I could determine the feelings and emotions behind the video, the audio. But the lady who called, that was a surprise to me. Was that a surprise to anyone? Is that a surprise to anyone, that lady who called? Because I had never heard that one before, where the lady was literally on there saying, hey, there's a situation with this lady and she's in trouble and somebody needs to get over here. And she was like, I don't want to give my address. And a lot of people had a problem with that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've had situations where I've seen things, I've actually observed things going on outside. And I'll call the police, but I'm not giving you my address. That lady did exactly what I've done before. That is not unusual, guys. You don't know what that is. You don't know who that is. You don't know what that situation is. You don't know if you're bringing danger to your doorstep. Sometimes, I even heard a situation where they had these people pretending like they were had a situation outside and they were trying to rob the people. So that lady, even though people were like, put off by that, a lot of people actually do that. I have called the police because I've seen or heard things outside, and when the police said, hey, what's your address? I'm like, oh, baby, we the cross street is A, B, C, and D. You're not about to get my address and have somebody, coming over here. So, for me, I understood what the lady was saying, I understood what the lady was saying in reference to the fact that she didn't want somebody, coming to her home. So that was actually a surprise. I had not heard that call before. I had not heard that in the media before. And the thing that was interesting is she was saying there's a woman being hurt and there's a man involved, right? So once again, it's like once again a woman being hurt and there's a man that she's hearing involved, right? So I just felt like that was the first time I heard that particular content, that particular audio. The rest of it we have been hearing, bits and pieces here and there, but that was the one thing that I was like, okay, I never heard this before. And I never heard this before. Also, with the audio showed us guys is that we were being fed pieces of information. I mean, I do understand that it's a case and it's evidence and all of that, but I felt like we were only being fed certain aspects of it. And then of course it had people giving their interpretation of what happened. So to hear it for yourself, it gave it a different light. It made you feel like, okay, now I understand the context of it. So for example, let's start with the call from Tory from jail. We talked about this last night on Instagram, right? But the context of the phone call wasn't, something that he was discussing about, I'm sorry that I messed with Meg when you had COVID. I'm sorry that this happened, a long time ago, last week, last year. He was speaking of a situation that was taking place that night. He was speaking in the present tense. We all went to school for, second grade. By second grade, we knew about, past tense, present tense, future tense, right? He was speaking in the present tense, right? When I got there, I was offered drinks. I don't know what made me move like that. You know, Kelsey's the shooter, but you're apologizing to her. At no point did you say to Kelsey, what were you thinking? Why did you shoot Meg? You asked her to bail you out. She was very calm. To me, that spoke volumes about what was really going on, the context around it, right? So for me, that was a very important call because it just kind of gave me clarity as to his energy, Kelsey's energy, which I felt she was way too calm. It gave me context around like he was concerned, like, where's Meg? After saying you don't know what you did, you don't know why, the move like that, you then therefore proceed to say, where is she with hospital? So to me, you knew in that instant that she was hurt because you were saying, I never moved like that. And then you proceeded to ask about the hospital. So for me, I'm just like, that told me a whole lot, right? I want to say this too. There are diehard people that follow Tory. They believe Tory. They're going to go down swinging saying that Tory did not do this. Guys, you do not argue with people about their opinion. You can't change somebody if they feel that this is what they feel. The only thing you can do is feel like, okay, I feel that from what I know of the case, what I feel of the case, what I've read from the case, I feel that justice has been served. That's the only thing you can do. To sit online and get into arguments and spats about what people think and what people feel, it makes no sense. He has now been charged with he's been charged 3 times, right? He's been charged with all of it. So at this point, what are we actually fighting for at this point? So for the people who are standing for Meg, the people who are standing for justice, the people who felt like Meg was hurt by Tory, we have now the justice has been served. So there's no reason for us to continue to fight this fight, right? Justice has been served, right? Even if you take out the main charge that they want to take out, right? He still was wielding a gun from what everybody was saying, and he still had an unregistered weapon. Remember when I did the reading on Instagram, I said I was cool with the last two, but the one where I think it was the main one, that's the one I said I was on the fence about. But follow all the YouTube videos because I'm gonna stick to the YouTube videos that I had done, and those just spelled out exactly what happened from start to finish, right? Don't get on people's channels with them arguing about that, guys. Don't get on other readers' channels beating them up about that. Because sometimes, people feel passionately about what they read, what they see. And no one is perfect. No one is perfect. No one is perfect, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna beat people up about something? No, we're gonna just keep moving. Justice has been served, period. And the only thing we can do now is move forward. The only thing we can do now is move forward. But it's so divided, it's gonna take a while, right? So that was the only thing that shocked me. If I had to say, well, what was shocking to me? That lady's phone call. I don't think it was shocking, but it was something like, I didn't hear that before. I didn't know they had a lady who actually made a phone call who said that she heard something going on. But I feel she observed something more than she did because she knew a woman was being hurt and she knew a man was involved, but she was pretending that she was so far away she couldn't really tell you exactly where it was. So I felt like that lady knew more than she was telling. It was almost like maybe she just didn't want to be involved with it, right? So for her to know to that extent, like a woman's being hurt and there's a man there, yeah, you can assume that. But for her to be that clear about it, I feel like she saw a little more, heard a little bit more than she was saying, and she just didn't want to get involved. So anyway, guys, that's where I am with that entire situation. I noticed that a lot of people are in the comment section now that the audios are coming out. They're talking about they're tired of talking about it. Let's move on. No, 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 no. We don't get to do that. You don't get to tell us how to feel, right? That's just like if you got a boyfriend and he cheats on you. He don't get to tell you how long you can be upset about the cheating. We're gonna talk about it, whether you on the side of Tory or the side of Meg. We're gonna talk about it until we feel we don't want to talk about it no more. You don't get to decide how we show up. You don't get to decide that you're tired of talking about it when it no longer serves your purpose or it no longer fits your narrative, right? So let's see what y'all writing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Monet. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let me click on that one. Just found out Tory is 5'3". I'm actually 5'2". That's funny. People have to learn to agree to disagree, period. You have to learn to agree to disagree. They got some people that's just in the comment section saying and doing anything. And Tory fans have the nerve to gaslight Black women, talking about y'all celebrating a Black man going to jail. Like we supposed to just accept violence from them and protect them. We talked about that on Instagram last night, right? We are so, unfortunately, our community, we have experienced so much injustice that injustice has become the norm. The injustice has become the norm, right? I always used to hear this term, we are the least protected of the group, right? Black women, then Hispanic women, we are the least protected of a group of women. And this situation just shows exactly right here, it just shows it, right? It shows it. The lady who just had an incident with Javonta Davis, right? I think it's the boxer's name. Is his name Javonta? She was online screaming and in fear for her life, saying he was going to shoot her. And then she turned around and clearly had a conversation and pressed the reset button and decided, no, that's not what happened, right? This is the problem when we do stuff like that, because when we don't stand behind what happens, what if something happens the next time to you, ma'am, and this time your life is taken? What if something happens to you next time where now you shot? Are people going to believe you? This is why it's important to stick to the truth stick to your truth if that is your truth. Because when you don't do that and a situation happens again, now are we going to believe you? This is the problem. When Tory and Meg first had this whole incident, right? When Tory and Meg first had this incident, there was a lot of protecting and not trying to say what happened. That came back to bite her in the butt. This lady that's with Gervonta Davis, or is that his name, Gervonta? Um, if they have another incident, and they probably will because he's a violent person, right? We did a whole reading on him a couple of years ago about him and his other baby mama, right? He beat her up, dragged her right in front the whole audience at the game. Remember that? He has a violent history. He has a violent past. He's violent. So when this happens again, and if it happens again, and it probably will happen again, just know Gervonta, whatever his name is, abuser, just know that he will when it happens again, how will people perceive that? Right? How will people perceive that? People may perceive that as, well, shit, she said she over exaggerated the first call. She claimed he was trying to kill her, and and then came back and recanted. It's really important for people to stick to the story that they told, because when stuff hits the fan again, guess what? That same group of people you depending on to defend you, they're gonna be saying the same thing they said about Meg. She lying. She not telling the truth. She's trying to take a black man down. Y'all gotta watch these black women. And I don't even know if this lady's black, but it doesn't matter. She's a woman, right? But at the end of the day, stand in your truth about what happened. Because when you don't, this is the ramifications of it. The ramifications of this situation is that next time something happens, you may not be believed, right? You may not be believed because you're recanting your story when you sound like you were in fear for your life. The energy in which you conveyed was real. The anger, the anguish, the fear in your voice was real. That was not made up. That was not an exaggeration. That wasn't somebody who got on the phone was acting. This is somebody who was seriously sounded afraid, sound very afraid. And when all hell breaks loose and again, and he does something to you again, then what's going to happen? Then now nobody believes you. Now nobody believes you. Okay? So this is why it's so important for people to just tell the truth, stick to your truth, stick to your story. Sorry about that. That's my chair. Tell the truth, stick to your truth, and just stick to it, because this is what happens when you get caught up and then people run with it, right? So the Meg Thee Stallion and the Tory Lanez situation is over. I have done a reading on his sentencing, updated it. I just didn't release it yet. I did it the date of his conviction. I actually did a reading on his sentencing. All right. Did I see your comment? Let me see no name. Hold on. I've been talking. So I did do a reading on his sentencing. I remember watching your reads about this situation in 2020. You were right, too. And also, I trusted you. I've subscribed ever since. I hope you have a great New Year. Thank you. New Year's Eve. I appreciate that. That is so sweet of you. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a happy New Year too, guys. I hope you do, because let me tell you, it's a new start. A new start. So for the people that now, we're not going to take a poll on all of this. This is literally done for me. I did a sentencing video. I can release it tomorrow early. I can release it tonight. Let me know. But I did update it, and I updated it the same day of his conviction. It's literally just a couple of minutes long, but I updated it just so I can see, because the video I did, I do have on there. I think I said 3 to 5, no more than 10, but I did update it for you guys. So, but I'm thinking I might do it live so that you guys can have input, right? The problem is that with YouTube is so chaotic and so messy and so full of drama. But I actually have a pre-recorded video that's already done, and I did the exact date of the sentencing. So again, I can release it tonight, or I can release it tomorrow. Just know the comments will probably be turned off, but make sure you like the video for sure. Yeah, Autumn, this is Autumn from Instagram. I did see that Barbara Walters died. Rest in peace to Barbara Walters. She did it. I mean, when I tell you this lady was in a game, she didn't play no games. Sometimes she could be a little bit insensitive, but she definitely handled her business. Barbara Walters, rest in peace. 89 years old. Isn't that a blessing to make it to like what, 89 years old? That's a blessing, guys. It's a blessing and a curse because you're getting older. You may not be able to function as much as you used to unless you're really in good health. But just imagine to be 89 years old and to have lived that such a full life, doing what you wanted to do, working on your own terms. I always thought Barbara Walters she always gave me the energy of like a woman who could have been gay, but I don't know. I don't know her history. I don't know her history. But anyway, I've always liked Barbara Walters. I know a lot of people didn't like her energy, her attitude, the way she used to enter. Oh, she was 93. Yeah, that's a blessing to be 93. Baby, that's a blessing to be 93 years old. My great grandmother, she was 96 when she passed. She was 96. That is a blessing. I don't understand why Kelsey answered the phone for a man who beat her up and shot her friend. I refuse to believe Kelsey and Megan were fighting. They just making that stuff up. I believe they had some tension. I don't believe it was nothing. Even Kelsey said on Stanley that they may have bumped each other. So I believe they had more going on than that, right? I mean, I believe that, but I don't believe it was to the extent. Sometimes you got to watch it because, especially white people, when they see us getting into it, they may think is more than what it is. We as people of color, we could be spicy in our tone, the way we speak, our energy. It may look like we're fighting, but we're not. I was telling Instagram one day, like sometimes, especially when I see my dad, if I'm talking to him and I always talk with passion, he'd be like, calm down. So sometimes people could perceive us as being, fussful and dynamic. But this man is acting like he saw them really like fighting. Okay. So I believe there's some truth to the fact that they may have been getting into something. But how extensive it was, I don't feel like I do feel like he was maybe exaggerating a little bit. But he definitely said that there was tension between them, and that's the most important thing is that he did establish that there was some tension. Let me see what y'all saying. I believe she had dementia. My grandmother had dementia too, right? By 96, she was 96. She had dementia and she only knew my mom's name. She was calling everybody my mom's name. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, when I said, that's why I said getting older, getting to 83, 96, that's a blessing. And then sometimes it can be a curse because then you're older, you can't really take care of yourself unless you're in good health. My great grandmother Belle turned 104 on December 6th. She still lives alone. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, my goodness. Good grief. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's a blessing right there, girl. I know she like, baby, get out my house. I don't need no help. Why, what you said, white folks lack the nomenclature to express their interactions with us. Yes. I mean, there's no fault in them because we can be expressive, we can be passionate about the way we're, saying things. But I said that on Instagram way before we heard Mr. Kelly's tape. I said sometimes people can perceive us to be passionate, right? Let me see. Barbara Walters created a great legacy and opportunities for women. She was also a beneficiary of affirmative action. Perfect. That's wonderful. I didn't know that. Let's see. And Megan and told Kelsey to date Tory. Oh yeah, but that happens though, Joshua. We try to act like that's so far fetched. We try to act like that's so far fetched. That's why y'all got to catch me on Instagram. I told Instagram about a whole story where I met, like I was cool with this girl at work, and she and I weren't best friends, but she and I were cool. And I met this guy because she was single and I wasn't single, but she was single. And I was like, girl, he cute, whatever, whatever, girl, y'all might want to hook up. And so I'm, approaching him and I'm like, my girl's single, this, that, and the other. Well, he and I started talking, and next thing you know, we started liking each other. That stuff really happens. I mean, she wasn't my best friend, like they were friends, but I'm saying people, that's why I always tell people keep females out your relationship. Because stuff like that can really, really take shape. Who is this? Okay, so tell us what really happened. You, sweetie, Miss Nice to You. You might want to go watch videos 1 through 8, 1 through 9. So I'm not about to recap almost 2.5 years worth of readings. I'm not doing it. I have literally 8 solid readings on this channel. Feel free to take a look at them. And the way you start off that sentence, we're gonna be parting ways. Okay, so tell us what you think you're on. You think you're on the shade room. You think you're on academics. So there's 8 solid readings on the channel. See, that's what I'm saying. People be just like, they think they could just kind of talk to you any kind of way. Don't come at me like that. I'm very respectful. So anyway, yeah, like, no, don't come on here with that. So tell us. Woo, yeah. What's that? All right. So anyway, like I was saying, I hate people who are blaming. What you trying to say? Let's see. What's no name is saying? I can't even see what you're saying. I hate people that blaming Megan like she was the one who pressed the charge. She wasn't even on trial. That's true. Maybe I misunderstood you. All right. Anyway, y'all. So back to what I was saying. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be spicy. You gotta just I read through things. I'm just not that person, y'all. What's up? What's up, Instagram? Y'all in there? And y'all in the building? Y'all should be coming to YouTube. Y'all over there laughing on Instagram. Is it bad? Wait, let me see what you're saying. Is it bad to feel like everyone in that situation lost? There's no winners. Actually, Lovely K, you are absolutely correct. There's no winners in all of this. I'm thinking about, I was even on Tory's dad's Instagram today. His name is Sunstar. And I'm looking at his interaction with his children, his interaction with his family. I'm not saying he and Tory have the most perfect interaction, but you can see, he cares about his son. And you can see they're not as close as he may want to perceive it as, but it's still his son. When you see him with his little sister, all that stuff, it humanizes him. It humanizes him, right? But at the same time, we can't go around putting our hands on people. We can't go around hurting people. Is it Sunstar? We can't go around hurting people, right? Tory has had so many, and Meg is not innocent either. Meg had an incident where she, I believe she had a situation with her boyfriend before. Remember that? Where Meg had a situation with her boyfriend a long time ago. So she was in trouble. She was in trouble. But Tory has had multiple situations, right? He's had multiple situations. He had a gun charge in 2017. He had a situation where he got into with somebody named, I think it was Dax. He had a situation with Meg the Stallion, a situation with Prince from Love and Hip Hop, a situation with August Alsina. He had a hit and run with a pregnant woman. I read about his history, and I saw how he grew up. Like his mom passed, and he was on his own. His dad really wasn't in his life. He ended up living with some strangers. He basically had to fight for his life in that situation. So when you read his history, guys, he's had a really, truly tough life. Like I did not know that, right? I mean, you could kind of tell, but when you go back and you start really looking at what his lifestyle, you just like, man, this dude been through a lot. I think he went to live with his grandmother at one point, and his grandma really didn't want to be bothered with him. And so he ended up, I think at 14 years old. We talked about that on the video, baby. There's a video on, I think on Instagram. There's a video on Instagram that I did post about that, about the deportation. But Tory has been kind of on his own in in the world alone and fighting through the world since he was like 14, 15, 16 years old. So he's had a really tough time, and he's got some anger issues. And hopefully, while he's actually in this situation, that he can take some maybe classes and get himself together, because I definitely feel that when I read his bio, I never knew that. I never really read through his bio where he was pretty much tossed to the street by the time he was 16, living with strangers and basically fighting for his life, basically homeless. I never knew all of that. You look at his dad is this minister and preaching to the people every day, but he didn't even raise his own son. So I read on, we talked about partisan, we talked about partisan on Instagram. So for the people who aren't following me on Instagram, you make sure you do. There's a ton of videos on Instagram, so make sure you do. We talked about how partisan feels. We talked about the length of their relationship, if they're going to stay together. We talked about they're going to continue to be together until, I can see the relationship. I don't see it breaking up right now, but I can see them. I can see trouble. I can see trouble for them. It's on Instagram, I believe. And there's one on YouTube too, as well. But the most recent one is actually on Instagram. So make sure you check out the Instagram. The middle button on Instagram, so when you go to Instagram, there's a little middle button. Not a button, but you're going to click that little middle part, and that's where all the videos are. All right. So it's literally on Instagram. So make sure y'all check it out. But we talked about partisan. We should them Instagram videos be like an hour or so long. But we talked about him, how he felt around the situation, how long their relationship, if they were going to stay together or not. I feel like he's going to continue to, stick by her side, continue to stick by herself. But I definitely see eventually the relationship dissolving. Instagram is the same name, Blue NOLA Tarot. Instagram. It's not private, Tracy. It should be still on the channel. It's not private. It should still be on the channel. Hold on, let me see. It should still be there. I don't believe nothing in this industry. It's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that they want the public to believe for a certain narrative. That's for everybody. I mean, you had bloggers, YouTubers, you had certain journalists, you had certain everybody, like all of us, like everybody talked about the things that were important to them. Everybody put out things that they felt made sense for their narrative. Like, this is like, you got to remember that, like at the end of the day, like, that's what people did, right? That's why when I was saying I'd never heard that lady who was speaking on the fact that she heard something. I never heard that before. That's what I was telling you. Well, nobody talked about that little piece. Just that was just left out. And then, they just explained the phone calls like, oh, he was just apologizing for cheating, but it was more than that. He was speaking in the present tense. He was speaking about what transpired that night. He wasn't speaking like, he wasn't, don't be putting stuff, oh my God. Oh, he was speaking like it was in the present tense. Hold on. So let me see. I think I still have it on the channel. It's a reading with Meg the Stallion and Partisan Fontaine. Let me see. So let me say this. Please don't come on my channel promoting other people unless you're gonna pay a promotion fee for them. Please don't put nothing on my channel unless you want to pay a promotion fee for them. If you want to put another channel on here, if you want to promote somebody else, what they said, what they did, their predictions, you can most certainly pay a fee for them if you want to promote. Say, for example, if you send me $100 on my Cash App tonight, you can mention everything that they said on their channel. Cash App is $ Blue NOLA Tarot. So for example, if you want to talk about what another channel said, another vlogger said, another YouTuber said, if you want to talk about anybody, if you want to talk about that, or you want to promote another channel, then you can send a Cash App to $ Blue NOLA Tarot, and you can have at it. No problem. But I definitely have a reading on here for, I think it was Meg and Partisan. Let me see. It's still on there. I didn't private it. It's been a while ago though. It's been a while ago. Let me see. 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 I don't think Meg wanted Partisan to come. Honestly, a lot of people were saying they wanted certain people to be involved. I feel like it was best for people just to stay out of it. Let the system do what it needs to do. Let the lawyers handle that. Because I remember my sister was even like, Cardi should have spoke up. I'm like, no, everybody stay out of it. We got too many people right now with their who they got too many people right now. They not promoting, but if they want to mention a channel all the time or what another channel did, that's promotion to me. So they can definitely Cash at me, $ Blue NOLA Tarot, and you can talk about whatever channel you want to talk about. Have at it. Let me see. But I don't feel that, yeah, I don't feel like everybody should be involved in that. I don't feel like that. I feel like if people should stay out of it. It's already was getting too hot. We already arguing. Let me see. Meg the Stallion and Partisan Fontaine. So she has one on the channel from 2 years ago called Meg the Stallion, Are You Problematic? She has that one. I don't read on Meg a lot, but I have read on Meg. I read on Meg and Cardi B when they did WAP. I do have Meg the Stallion, Love and Relationship with Partisan Fontaine. It's actually from a year ago. It's 16 minutes and 27 seconds long. It is right on the channel. I have not removed it. And then I have about 8 readings on the whole situation with this whole case. I actually have readings from the very beginning, like the first week that it happened. So I have approximately about 8, it may be 9 now on the channel. Okay. So if you go back to the very beginning, there's one about the party. It's one about Kylie and the party. There's one about Meg, Kelsey, Tory. We talked about Meg and Tory sleeping together. We talked about those videos are 8 of them, so they're kind of, you gotta find it. We talked about Kelsey being offered something. We talked about the driver being offered something. We talked about on the second to last video, I believe we talked about that Tory thinks he's gonna get away with it, but there was going to be some clues that were going to be left behind the way. And they remember in that picture, on that tarot picture, there were some feathers dropping out of the bag or whatever, some clues dropping out of the bag, and somebody from far away up top saw what happened. It represented that man if I really looked at it, right? But there are 8 videos on the channel for that. So make sure y'all check them out, guys. But is there anything else y'all want to talk about before I go? There's not a whole lot out there. I don't want to beat up a dead horse with this whole situation. Oh, no, scratch that. No pun intended. No pun intended. Is there anything else y'all wanted to talk about? I think I'm kind of done with this. And then I do have the video where I talk about the sentencing. And then, and other than that, that's it. I'm pretty much done with it. I know a lot of people asking about the appeal. I know he has a right to appeal, but I didn't do a full reading on that. That's why I was thinking tomorrow I probably will come back on YouTube, go live, and do a video on the actual sentencing and appeal, and at the same time. That's what I was thinking. All right. What's up? Andrew Tate might be getting arrested for human trafficking with the help of Greta. I saw that, but they're saying that he was actually arrested for money laundering, not human trafficking. They claim he was supposed to be out after 24 hours, but then he really didn't. He's still in there, and they claim they may be holding him for 30 days. But let me say this, I don't trust him at all. Like when you look at him, I don't trust his energy. And I'm gonna be honest to you, he looked like he putting on a performance to me. Like when you watch him and turn the video down, he looked like he performed. He looks like he is performing to me. He really looks like he's performing to me. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know him, but he looks like he is actually performing. Let me see. 4 Idaho students. Isn't that crazy? I actually looked the 4 Idaho students up, and I read the whole case today. Um and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And this guy has a master's degree going for his PhD in criminal justice. He looks crazy though, guys. When I saw him, he looked bananas. When I saw him, like, and there is no way this guy would be with those children. I mean, you know, that guy didn't even look like he fit in their circle. But I'm gonna do more research on him and just kind of read more on it. But like these people were stabbed in their beds by this grown man who's almost 30 years old because he's 28. And those are college students, and he did this. There's a 911 from another man too. Wow. Oh, there is. Ooh, okay. They just spilling all the tea. See, we didn't know nothing about none of this. We didn't know nothing about none of this. Any updates from the Shanquality? The last time we talked about it, that's the only update I have. Man, they got another update they got another caller. That's what I'm saying. We ain't hearing everything, guys. We not hearing everything. That's what I'm saying. We over here mad about this and mad about that, but they got people calling in talking about they heard and they seen something, but we ain't heard none of that. Most of these people are Kev, Sam, Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner, Candace Owens, that top tap Tommy Copper lady. Yeah. Wow. Oh, Kevin Samuels, we haven't talked about him in a while, huh? Oh, Kevin Samuels. Oh, Kevin Samuels is gone with the wind. Remember he passed away of I think he had a stroke or something like that, heart issue. They made it seem like only one person saw what happened that night. That don't sound like one person. That man looked like he saw what happened and other people heard what happened and was calling in. That's what I'm saying. They had more witnesses than we even thought they had. Well, watch when I get off here. I'm going to be right on there listening. I'm going to be right on there looking for it. What they say, halos and horns, what they say. Yep, it may be something. So when y'all heard that other tape of a man calling in, what was he just saying? So is there anybody else y'all want to talk about? We talked about, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start putting more readings on this channel because I've been off of this thing too long. I've been doing these podcast situations. I know y'all ready for me to do some actual readings, so I'm going to be back to do that. And I think that's pretty much it. I didn't see any other video. Good evening, Ms. Blue. What are your thoughts on Dr. Umar? I think Dr. Umar is a buffoon. That's what my thoughts are. He's a buffoon. Shit. I saw Dr. Umar one time in the casino with people's donations talking about he trying to hit the Wheel of Fortune, y'all. I was like, what is going on here? The fuck? Like, he literally, that's like me asking y'all for donations for a cause. And I'm going to go get online, queue up, and go to the casino and get on the Wheel of Fortune, pretend I don't know how to play the machine, and spend y'all money at the $1 Wheel of Fortune. A complete fool. Like I said, when I seen that mess, that took me out. He always on there talking stupid, talking dumb. Like this man has never had a real relationship. He always in some clownery. He is a complete buffoon. Like when I say he is a complete buffoon, that's on period. Like a fool, a clown. Like he was literally in the casino with these people's money, talking about he was trying to get the rest of the money for the school. On the Wheel of Fortune, you know how hard it is to hit the Wheel of Fortune? The Wheel of Fortune is a progressive machine. It used to be a worldwide progressive. And what that means is they used to be linked. So you used to be linked from casino to, I used to be a casino manager. It used to be linked from casino to casino. So if you hit the progressive, it would trigger. And then with the progressives, I remember back in the day, you didn't get paid the full payment of whatever that jackpot was. You actually used to get payments. Now they're considered standalone progressives, but they are very hard to hit. They're very hard to hit unless you're playing like the $3, the $1 3 coin machine, and the progressive is extremely low, and the odds of hitting those little jackpots are extremely high because the jackpot is small. But he's on a machine that is very, very hard to hit. I mean, I'm like, and he over here spending y'all donations on the casino. Unbelievable. I know someone who knows him. He's a hot mess. Yeah, he's a hot mess. Will Smith in that flop movie, will he make a comeback? They say Emancipation just got nominated for an Oscar, huh? Is a flop? Why he getting nominated for an Oscar? They must have seen something in that movie. Y'all seen it? Y'all seen Emancipation yet? Have y'all seen Emancipation? I don't know. I think they say he getting nominated. I don't see any updates about another man calling y'all. Where y'all see that at? On No Jumper? On Academics? Where did y'all see that at? Did y'all see that on where did y'all see that update at? I didn't see that. I mean, I heard it was good, but somebody from Instagram said it was a flop. I don't know. I don't know. I'll check it out. I mean, hey, I ain't got no problems with Will Smith. I'm not holding no grudges with Will Smith. I'm not gonna hold no grudges with. No, let me not say that. Will Smith should have kept his hands off of Chris Rock. That was completely unnecessary. I love Will Smith, but him putting his hands on this man because he made a joke about Jada was completely out of line. Academics been quiet since these audios. Oh no. Like he's been putting out some of the audios. He was the one who initially was putting out some of the audios. But he also put out one where when Kelsey was speaking, she almost said air, right? Because he wanted to put out that Kelsey made a mistake and almost said that Tory was shooting in the air. Okay, and so if Mr. Kelly says he saw him shooting everywhere, everywhere could be the air, everywhere could be on the ground, everywhere could be side to side, everywhere could be in a circle. I don't know where he was shooting at. So what you talking about? Y'all really be out here trying to just do some stuff. So at the end of the day, if Mr. Kelly said he was shooting everywhere, everywhere could have been everywhere. That's the point. If you see, go back to kindergarten and look up everywhere. Get back to kindergarten and look up everywhere and see what everywhere means. Stop playing games. Everywhere means everywhere. Everywhere don't mean you position at a certain place. So I don't know if one went in the air, one went to the ground, two went to the next feet. All I know is he was shooting everywhere. So stop playing games. You know, everywhere. Let's look up the word everywhere. We learned that was that in first or second grade that we learned the definition of everywhere. Shit. Stop playing. I mean, let me see what you're saying. People are not using logic or context clues when it comes to listen to the call. No, they don't. Like I was telling them on Instagram, is one thing to listen, is another thing to comprehend. Tory said so many things in that call, and Kelsey said so many. Tory said so many things in that call. I'm like, come on now. Everywhere could mean the gun injury and the bullet fragments. Everywhere is everywhere. Right? So we look up every word, the word everywhere. He was shooting everywhere. Let's look up the word everywhere. We learned this in second grade. Let's just look up the word everywhere. All right. Let's look up the word everywhere. Let me see. Well, I didn't want that. We just looking up the definition of everywhere. Why are they trying to pull up a song called F Everywhere? So everywhere is in or to every place or part. Mm. Everywhere is in or to every place or part. We learned that in kindergarten, right? We learned that in kindergarten. All right. In every place or part. In all places. Everywhere. In every place or part. In all places. Everywhere. Okay. We learned that in kindergarten. All right, so I'm about to get out of here. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming through. Meg was embarrassed for sleeping with Tory. I don't know why. If he gave you the time of your life, y'all enjoyed the moment. That's another thing about women. They always want to lie about who they slept with because they be embarrassed. Child, stop. You got that little man. That little man was mixing it up. All right. Keep it honest, keep it a buck, keep it a bean, you know. Hey, I did this one little ugly man before Chill. And when I tell you, baby, after a while I was loving on that little ugly man. Like, at first I'm like, I don't like him. You know how cancers are. I don't like him. Shit, after I was with him a few times, I'm like, baby, what happened? What's the situation? This is my man. What's going on? Y'all better not talk about him. Baby, what? I mean, he was not that cute, but baby, when I tell you sexy, ooh la la, do everything for you, baby, roses in the car. If you are from work, cook steak, lobster, baby. Y'all couldn't tell me about nothing but the little ugly man. What happened? Y'all better stop. Child, own that shit. Own that shit. Let me stop. He definitely got a little sexy vibe. He definitely got a little sexy energy, a little rough around the edges situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I was looking at some of his pictures on Instagram. He have that little je ne sais quoi, you know. So don't be sitting there embarrassed about him. Child, own that shit. That little ugly man I had, at first I'm like, I don't like him. Child, after a while I'm like, oh shit. Oh child. Period. Okay. He grew on me. Yes, indeed, he grew on me. Big time. And I remember when this girl was trying to talk to him one time, I'm baby, like, baby, you need to back the fuck up before you get popped. Okay. I was ready to fight. So y'all better claim the little men y'all be pretending y'all don't like. You better get that's my little man, ugly man. You better get your own girl. Bye. Baby, that man was standing up. I'm talking about the most romantic, most generous. The only thing was he was older than me. And I just wasn't ready for a real relationship, right? Like he was ready to be married, he was ready to settle down. He was older than me. I was still in play mode. So, like I think I dated him for like 2 years, but he was really good to me, guys. He was really good to me. Period. Yeah, but yeah, I was just still, too young and spicy, baby. But yeah, that man, shit. After when I first started dating him, and this is what's funny. He actually used to be I met him because he was a tutor in my college because I used to be struggling with math, and so I ended up having to get a math tutor. And he was the guy who was my tutor. And instead of doing it at school, he was like, "Well, I could come to I could come to your house." And so I was literally, had told him, "No, okay, cool." And we had set up a little thing where he would come a couple of days a week or whatever, and and next thing you know, we just started dating. And that's how I met him. He was actually my tutor in college, my math tutor in college. And he helped me a lot. He helped me pass my class and everything. He helped me. That was the first person to help me learn how to drive a car and everything. And he was very generous, but I just wasn't ready. Let me see. I think Tory was a Saturn return. Okay. Tory is a Leo in the sun, and Megan is a Leo in moon. They are vibe. They were vibing. Period. Point blank. That's what I'm trying to say. Own that, girl. Let me see. I salute women that can deal with short men. I don't want to be looking down at my man. Baby, girl, you better put your little arms around that man and kiss him. Mwah. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, I was, I mean, most of the men I've ever dated, have been, always fit, fine, attractive, very, but he was one of those guys that he just kind of grew on me, and maybe it's because he was my tutor, and we were coming from a different level of communication. It was like, it wasn't some guy that I just met because I thought he was fine and he thought I was fine. It was just a different vibe, so we just connected. If the situation wouldn't have occurred, she probably still would have been messing with him to this day. Maybe so. I'm short too. So for me, my shorty seeing eye to eye, love me some short tail self. You like short men? Shit. I don't know about that. I usually like my ex, my daughter's father, he is what, 6'1". My husband's 6 feet tall. The guy was with even before them, he was what, 6 feet tall. So I've always, and I'm 5'2". So I've always dated people tall. Like tall. I'm 5'2", and I even dated somebody who was like 7'3", y'all. He's a basketball player. And he was so cute. Let me see. I got played by a short man that was a Leo. And he had a whole family. Girl, I know you lying. I would have popped him upside his head. No, let me stop. Let's not condone any more violence. We're not gonna condone any more violence. I doubt it. She said had the baby and party to worry about. Yeah. Let me say this, y'all. We be around here ragging on Meg because she had multiple lovers. Okay, she's 20 some years old. She's supposed to be driving Miss Daisy. Because, baby, when I was in my 20s, baby, I was popping my fingers too. Okay? And if some of y'all really get to the truth of the situation, we don't know what you're doing. Okay? You're just not a celebrity, so we know every little thing you do. Can you do an updated reading on Fabulous and Emily? Look like they really done for good. Thank you for that suggestion. I feel like shorter women always be focused on height more than taller women. My friend 5'4", and they are dating men at 6 feet. Yeah, yeah. But to me, men that are tall, like to me, men are that like 6 feet, 6'1", they're attracted to shorter women. I'm 5'4", but I like 6 feet taller than me. It's okay if I'm looking at, but I don't like looking up that hard. Oh, shit. I was living it up too in my 20s. Period, girl. Baby, I was at the club popping my fingers. I used to have a breakfast date, a lunch date, a dinner date. And I wasn't sleeping with everybody, but trust and believe you me, I always had a plate in the refrigerator. I always had a plate, I repeat, in the refrigerator. Okay? Because I stayed going on a date eating that, shit, Ralph and Cacoo's, uh, somewhere. Somewhere. Let's see. Can you do a reading on Twitch? Some say it's foul play. I don't know about that. I actually pull some energy around him. We gotta watch all that foul play stuff. I felt heavy depression from him. Heavy, heavy, heavy depression. Um, Let me see. Yes, they love them some short women. Period. Yeah, I think Emily finally left. Fab is never included in the family photos. Yeah, good. Bye. He knocked her teeth out. And that's why I was so surprised that she had the nerve to be laughing about anybody else when your teeth knocked out. Girl, shut up. I'm 5'4". Height doesn't matter to me. All right, girl, buttercup, the baddie. Okay. If anything, I don't like big men bigger than me. Oh my God. I don't like men that have like big butts. Like, just cut that out. Just stop. Can you do a reading on Yandy and Mendices? Okay, thank you for the suggestion. Mandy and Mendices. Javanta, let me see. Can you do one on Toya and Red, please? Thank you for the suggestion. We're gonna have to go live and do like a bunch of mini readings on them. I'm taller than the average woman, height 5'7". That is tall. I will date someone shorter than me, but I'm going to check the peen to print. But I'm going to check the peen print. I know sweatpants have changed a few ladies' minds. Y'all are so naughty tonight. Um, oh my God, y'all are a mess. Oh my God, I love tall men, and when I'm angry, I have to sit down so I can check them eye to eye. Y'all are something else. I've actually never dated a man like 5'3" before. No, didn't say he invested badly and lost his money, pulled a Chris lightly, right? Yes, there's something about heavy depression with him. Will Regine and Armand last? I talked about that before. No. I think they're a cute couple. Let me say this. Let them have fun. They let them have fun, let them enjoy themselves. I just think it's too public, and I know they're young, but sometimes you have to keep things to yourself and for yourself, right? You're gonna learn it the hard way, right? I know you're really young, but to me, it's too much for the public. It's too much for the public. It's too much for show. It's too much being out there. Have save some for yourself, right? This guy, he was doing the same thing with the last girl I believe he was dealing with. But keep it a little bit more private. You're not just a typical girl. You're the daughter of a major uh person in hip hop, and what you do also reflects on him, right? Yes, Regine is under 20 and under 25. She needs to enjoy yourself, but also too, I feel like don't be so public with all of that. Keep some stuff to yourself. Cause he give me like a vibe like he is too much public. I don't like that. Too much public, too much trying to be online, trying to do it for the show. But also too, Regine likes attention too. So even before so they may be a perfect little pair, because even before he came along, she stayed on that TikTok and doing skits and all that stuff. So they might be a little perfect little pair, y'all, because she likes that little attention too. But they're young. Let them have their fun. Let them enjoy. I hate when I don't want people to always be like hey, let them be 25. Privacy is definitely the key. I mean, even for me, like I was the other day, and this is not to be rude. So you know how sometimes I'll share with you guys, like I told y'all about my mom passing. I told y'all about, I may mention my sister, other family members too, husband. Like that's gonna stop. Because one day I'm on a call with somebody and they were trying to explain something to me and they brought my mom up. And I was flabbergasted. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. You don't get to bring my mom up in your personal situation or your reading. We're not on that level. So for me, even for me, I've like, I said that I was going to be like being more cautious about, discussing my personal business or having personal information out there. Some things just need to be private. Some things need to be really, really private. And I don't think this person had any malice in their heart, but, you know, we weren't talking about my mom. We weren't on a topic of my mom. We weren't having a conversation about my mom. And in an effort to prove a point about something she was saying, she brought my mom up, and I'm like, wait, like that term, they almost turned me into Sybil. That almost turned me into what's the lady name? The one who turned into the Exorcist, you know. And so for me, it was out of line. So for me, I personally, if you don't hear me mentioning my family anymore, don't take it personal, because like some people hear things and then think they can repeat them back and think they can repeat things back to you, right? Lucci ain't coming home, laugh out loud. I think he's gonna be in there for a while. Mm-hmm. I would have clicked. I would have been clicked up. What you say? I would have been like clicked times up. Yeah, I started to, but I kept my composure. But I was really like, I was confused. My high school boyfriend was 6'7". Whoa, that's tall. Yeah, that's really tall. But yeah, so it was very much so out of line, and it took me by surprise. And yeah, definitely was shocking. Definitely was shocking, because you don't even know, this is holiday time, guys. Like, this is the hardest time of the year for me. This is why I kind of go a little bit, so I kind of get missing. If you really notice, around holiday time, I get missing more, because between Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. My mom passed in February of 2020. So, well, there'll be 2 years. So you don't know how I was feeling that day. You don't know what I was going through that day. You don't know where my mind at was that day. You don't know what was going on with me to be bringing that up. But it was definitely out of line, crossed the line. Let me see. That's too tall for you. Yeah. 6'7" is really tall. I think the tallest I ever dated was 7'3", and he was too tall. And then the crazy part about that guy. So the crazy part about that guy that I dated, he was a basketball player. And I met him when I was in the midst of dating this other guy, but the guy I was dating was out of town. He was in the military. And so me and this tall guy, we started dating, we started kicking, and it was cool. And I told him, I said, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, I have a boyfriend, but we could kick it. We, whatever. So he was like, cool. All of a sudden, he would start popping up at my house without being invited. And I'm like, wait a minute, what you doing? And then all of a sudden, the guy who I was dating ended up coming back home out the military. Like he got, what his time, whatever was up. So now the guy I was dating was home, and this guy was just popping up, and I had told him to stop doing that. So one day, he came by my house, and I guess he parked outside, and he said, hey, he called me, said, I'm outside. I'm like, didn't I tell you to stop just coming here and just being, doing that? Why, when I looked on the console of the thing, he had a gun there? So I'm like, this dude not listening. I'm telling him not to just be popping up at my house. He's still doing it. He knows I have a boyfriend, and he's like literally popping up. And then he has a gun on the front console. So we're not serious. I'm not with you like that. So what you doing? So I gave him the old he-ho real fast. Let me tell y'all something. See, when I was single, baby, I'll break up with you in a New York minutes. You talk wrong, look stupid, smack your lips, roll your eyes, tilt your head. You gonna be out of here. Like I didn't play no games whatsoever. Period. Like I ain't play no games. Or you answer the phone, or you got missing, or you act like do do do. The number you have reached has been temporarily disconnected. Please try your number again. Gone. And see you act like I ain't never knew you. Baby, I break with you so fast. Break with you so fast. Huh. Bye. Shit. Shit. I was dating a cop for a whole year. A whole year. Man, I felt like he was being sneaky. I was done with him. I said, I'm done with you. Don't call me no more. He was like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm dead serious. Same day. Done. Get out of here. I did not play. I'll break up with you so fast and make your head spin. Or you looking stupid? Or you acting sneaky? Or you lying? Or you got one time to lie? I don't care if you was tall, if you was fine, you had a good job, you had a big dick. Bye. Done. The new generations of dudes is more fragile. They can't handle rejection. I'm sorry, bye. Do. The number you have reached has been temporary. Please try your call again. Share back. I did not play no games. None. None. My sister too. Before she got with y'all, she was like, shit, she break with you so fast, make your head spin. You be like, what happened to so? Girl, bye. I broke up with him. Girl, you was acting like you was all in love with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was last week. So when I first got married, it was hard for me because when I first got married, it was hard for me because I was so used to breaking up with people. I used to just baby cut them cords, run down the street, never to be seen again. To catch me on Instagram, catch me on Facebook, catch me at the mall. Short relationship. She's too cocky for me. Okay. Short relationship. She's so cocky for me. Okay. I don't know what you talking about, Jill, but anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, y'all. So I'm out of here. I'm probably gonna release the Tory Lanez video tomorrow so that more people can see it. These men nowadays are operating so much in female energy. That's so true. They be in so much female business and they be in just as much gossip. But let me tell you, men been doing that. What you think they be doing at the barbershops? What you think they be talking about with their friends? They've been messy. They're just more vocal about it now that they're on Instagram and social media. They just stay in the mix with some mess. They've been doing that. They've been doing that. These men talk about women just like women talk about men. And that's on period. Academic season number 1. Y'all really don't like this man academics, huh? But it's not just academics, it's academics. There's a lot of people out there. If you really pay attention, there are a lot of guys out there that's doing it. He's not the only one. He's the most annoying one, but he's not the only one. And they got a lot of guys out there that was putting out that going against Meg the Stallion until they got those audios, and now you can see they're starting to shift their content around. Pay attention to how they're shifting their content around. So, I've been paying attention to a couple of people. They were the main ones. They were the main ones out here, windmilling. And then as they start to hear the audios and start to hear more information coming in, now they want to act like they was always being fair. They weren't never being fair. They weren't ever being fair. Have a good night, Shelly. They weren't ever being fair. Then taking sides. I felt like this was a true women versus men situation, but then we started having more women too. Women versus women, women versus men. 50 Cent is another person. 50 Cent is disrespectful. Period. All right, guys. So I'm out of here. Now Jeezy bald as a baby bottom. Ooh, Jeezy is bald as a baby bottom? That's not Jeezy. That's not Jeezy. That's the guy from Love and Hip Hop. Young Jock. Young Jock had shaved his head off because he made a bet about Tory. The women's reactions were throwing me. That's not surprising to me. That's not surprising to me. This is why you have so many channels, right? You got channels who talk about this. Nyla says, Nyla Woman Spear. What's her name? Nyla says. Nyla says, and she has a new channel called Grown Woman Vibes, right? This is why you have a lot of channels like Nyla Says and Grown Woman Vibes that talk about the way that women basically behave in mammy behavior, right? Basically behave in, that type of behavior. All right, well, I'm out of here, y'all. The Tarot Destroyer is back. I remember the Tarot Destroyer was on the channel going, y'all remember when the Tarot Destroyer was trying to get on here and troll us, and now she back. How you doing, the Tarot Destroyer? Are you going to be friendly today? I noticed I had checked you out. I had kind of tracked your channels a little bit. I see you have 2 or 3 channels called the Tarot Destroyer. But I remember when you was in the chat, maybe it had to be a couple of months ago. and you were being a little bit naughty. Are you going to be nice today, the Tarot Destroyer? Because I did go and I had checked you out. I had kind of followed you, and I had followed your channels to see where you are, who you were. So are you going to be good? Let me see what you're doing, the Tarot Destroyer. Yeah, I went on your Instagram. Well, not Instagram. I went on your page. Then I found another page. Because you was on here just, she can stop at me for one. The Tarot Destroyer is actually adding Veronica. Y'all remember the Tarot Destroyer? The Tarot Destroyer was actually in the Tarot Destroyer got a couple of YouTube channels, guys. Because the day the Tarot Destroyer was in my chat, I had tracked the Tarot Destroyer. Looks like a bot account. Looks like a bot account. Okay. Look like a bot account. The Tarot Destroyer has malfunctioned. First, the Tarot Destroyer was doing good, and now the Tarot Destroyer has malfunctioned. It didn't take you long, girl. It didn't take you long. Looks like a bot account, Sonia and Live V. What's wrong with them? Laugh out loud. I'm telling you, I tracked the Tarot Destroyer down. So the Tarot Destroyer is back in the building. Let me see what else she's saying. By our community guidelines, Michelle looks like a bot account. Oh my God. Moderators, help the Tarot Destroyer out. Any moderator in the chat, help the Tarot Destroyer out. Oh, they'll be back in about 5 minutes because they have another YouTube channel. And they may be back after that because they have another one. I track the Tarot Destroyer down. See, when people be in my chat with drama, I start tracking them. I track the Instagram, I track the YouTube, I track their Facebook page. Y'all know I'm petty as a motherfucker. And I tracked them. So I saw what she was doing out there. All right, well, I'm out of here. The Tarot Destroyer was back in the building, chill. All right, I'm out of here. I mean, it was doing good at first, right? They were engaging in the conversation. The next thing you know, they started going wonky, started going sideways. All right. So even though you blocked the Tarot Destroyer, believe you me, the Tarot Destroyer will be back on the other page shortly if we stay on long enough. Guys, y'all have a great night. Take care, stay blessed, encouraged, and empowered. And thank you for joining. I will be back with some official readings. We probably will. I have how many people tomorrow? I believe I have 7 people tomorrow. And so if I don't come tomorrow, it'll be Sunday, but it definitely be. I'm gonna release the Tory Lanez video regardless tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care. Stay blessed and encouraged and empowered. But yeah, that was funny because I had actually followed that page and tracked it. You know, I'm like that type of person that do that. I'm like, who is this? What they doing? What's the situation? Okay. But y'all have a great night. Take care. Bye. Bye, Instagram.